This edition of Mac Voices TV is brought to you by media sponsor Take Control eBooks. The answers you need now from leading experts. Find out more and download your copy at takecontrolbooks.com. Hi, this is Mac Voices at Macworld iWorld 2013. I'm Chuck Joyner. We're in the Dolly Drive booth talking to Leigh Kessler about what's new with Dolly Drive. Leigh, I feel like I should salute you.
It wouldn't be wrong of you, Chuck. I am in full space regalia. We were also giving away space ice cream earlier, astronaut ice cream. Come back tomorrow and people will be able to get those. We've run out because it was so popular. But the idea here is because Dolly Drive has expanded. As you know, when we started, we were online backup. We used the Time Machine application to back up to the cloud. We've since created Revo, which is our own system, and it's a marvelous backup system, online backup. We still allow local backups, and we still do Dolly Clone, which allows you to create a bootable clone of your computer. But the thing that we've really done, and why we're excited about the orange spacesuits, is because we've added Dolly Space. And Dolly Space is really sort of iDisk and iCloud combined, in that it gives you complete virtual storage of all your files. They all exist in the cloud. They're accessible from any iPhone, any iOS device. They're accessible on multiple computers. So if you have Dolly Drive running on, I have 2 MacBooks and an iMac, and Dolly Drive running on all of them. And I leave one, I start on the next one, and my files are up to date and ready to go. What's neat about it is that all of the files are in the cloud. They're not on my hard drive. So I'm not taking up hard drive space. I don't have to worry about hard drive space anymore. I'm not limited by how much I have. It's expandable as needed. It makes your hard drive irrelevant. Basically, it gives you access to your stuff wherever you are. And that's what's amazing about it.
So I create a new file on my hard drive.
Yeah.
And it goes to Dolly Space. Does that mean that that the application deletes it from my hard drive and moves it to the cloud, or do I have control over that?
You move it over the cloud and you can select to delete it, or if you create a file and save it, or when you initially create a file and save it, it'll just be in the cloud. Now here's what's really awesome about it, and where the iCloud aspect comes in, is the ability to still sync. It does 2 things. The first is it creates you can select files and folders that you do want local syncing for, so that way you're more selective. You don't have to, everything in Dolly Space doesn't have to be synced. You can select what you want synced. The other thing is every time you open a file and go to use it, it creates a cache, a local cache. So that gives you a local version of the latest thing you are working on. If you go offline, people are often worried about that. If I go offline, what do? I can't get my stuff. Well, this eliminates that concern because it still exists. If I close my computer, turn it off, get on an airplane that doesn't have Wi-Fi these days, I can still operate, I can still open up, it'll give me that latest file, and I'm ready to go. And then if my cache fills up, if I decide I don't need this, I just delete them from the cache.
So if I'm working on a presentation file in Keynote, and Keynote's a bad example because of iCloud, but the concept remains. Okay. Is it constantly syncing up to Dolly Space so that whatever I'm working on, the most recent version is up there?
The most recent version is up in Dolly Space. So I then get it on, so then you open your phone. That's the version that's going to be opening when you download on your phone. You then go over to your other computer that's sitting right here. That's the latest version. It's always up to date, the latest version. And we are, part of the big launch, we are now having version backup of what's going on with your space. And you'll be able to get multiple versions going back. So it's phenomenal. It's a really wonderful solution that gets rid of the big problem, which is just, we use the idea that we use our hard drives. We still think of that I have one computer and then I'm going to have it for 10 years and then in another 10 years and then I'll get a new computer and transfer everything over. That's not the world we live in anymore. We don't need to be bound by our hard drives. We need to have access to our stuff. And whatever device you're using, you just want access to your stuff. You got a 64 gig iPad? Well, with Dolly Space, you have access to a terabyte of the stuff you have in the cloud. You don't have to worry, oh, I should upgrade and get more. It's there for you.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, we're really super excited. And it's all designed for the Mac experience, as you know.
Yeah, that's so important, especially to this audience. They're used to certain types of interfaces.
Yeah, and it is everything about it. I mean, you see it behind us. Everything about it is Mac design. A lot of products are built for the PC world and then retrofitted for Mac. And everything we do here at Dolly Drive is built for the Mac experience, designed to make the Mac experience better and more continuous with what you're doing in the rest of your iWorld.
What kind of pricing are we talking about for Dolly Space and for basically, I guess, the Dolly suite or different aspects of it?
And that's important. It is a suite. I mean, when you get the Dolly Drive service, you're downloading the application, and it gives you access to all of those services. You use them however you want. For example, your 250 gigabyte account is going to, from a month to month, is going to cost you $10 a month. If you were to get a full year, it's going to come down to around $8, $8.50 a month. So, I mean, not a lot to pay for access to all your stuff and the assurance that it's backed up, easy to use, makes sense. I mean, it's your stuff. It's worth a lot of money to you, and we make sure that it's always available.
So, where do we send people?
Where do you send people? I would go to dollydrive.com. The great thing is we have a free trial, 100 gigabyte free trial, lasts for 30 days. Plenty of time to figure out how it works, what you like about it. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our customer support, because I think that's one of the really wonderful things about Dolly Drive, is the idea that our customer support, first of all, they know Macs, so they can walk you through anything. It's free. We have a service called Dolly Together. If you're unsure about setting up your Mac to begin, your Dolly account together, we'll get on the phone, we'll do a WebEx session with you, we'll walk you through all the features and how to use it so that you feel comfortable using it, and that doesn't cost anything extra. Ever call us, you set up if you have a problem anyway, want to know more about what you can do, we do a lot of tutorials. People are like, well, I bought it, I love it, I feel like maybe there's more to it. It's sort of that Genius Bar idea, like I own it, I just want more, I want to know more about it. And our super great customer support that's always available to walk you through, and they make it easy to use. We want you to like using it. We want it to be fun.
Will you show up at my house in this outfit?
If anything really needs, I will network your whole situation in this. But I'm never taking this off. By the way, the amount of respect that I have gotten, it's changed my life. I'm going to wear it at home. I think my kids will finally pay attention to what I have to say.
Well, I noticed you've got the posture even. I mean, it's like...
I do.
You need a cape, maybe.
I grew up just 20 miles from the Air and Space Museum, so I feel like I've learned a lot about how astronauts, or people who want to be astronauts, present themselves.
Very nice. Leigh, it's good to see you. Thanks so much.
Chuck. Oh, as always. Thank you.
Folks, I'm Chuck Joyner. We'll have more from Macworld iWorld 2013 in San Francisco. Thanks for watching. MacVoicesTV is part of the MacVoices Group at MacVoicesGroup.com. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media at BackbeatMedia.com.